All right, you guys, amazing, amazing superstars. I wanted to bring on a legend here, Robert, the man himself, Dabrilovich. And Robert's probably one of the smartest ad guys I know in existence, not just actually Google ads, but he's kicking ass on Facebook ads and really making like the whole system work. That's what I really wanted to show you guys today. He's got a pretty diverse skill set, but one of the things he's really, really good at that I wanted to bring him on and show you guys some Google shopping ads. So firstly, Robert, thank you, my man.
Thank you for having me, Frankie. That's for sure.
Um, we got some cool campaigns we wanted to show you guys here. So why don't we start there, Robert? We'll just go ahead and start with some screen share. I want to show you guys kind of just what's possible with Google shopping campaigns, and then we'll get into like, what they are, how they work, setting them up, what's important.
There we go. Can you see the screen?
I do. It's nice and colorful. And by the way, I noticed this. A lot of folks may ask because you're in Croatia, and so your numbers look, different unit currency. Give people a ballpark of like just what they're looking at here in like U.S. dollars.
Yeah, so basically what you're seeing here is a Google Ads account. This is a creation client, so you can see here, for example, 6 million kunas, which will convert into like $1 million. So let's say 1 to 6 conversion. And you can see this is the client I've been working with for like 5 years, and this is the power of Google. So I just want to show you how this looks. Basically, when you set up Google Ads correctly, this is what you get. If we try to convert this is like $55,000 budget and then conversion value. So they earned like $1 million in these 4 to 5 years. ROAS is around 16, so return on ad spend 16.83. And yeah, this is
By the way, folks,
basically,
just so you guys know, anytime you spend like 55,000 to make $1 million and like 17x your money, you're doing a few things right. So
and it's consistent. It's not like Facebook. Google can be really consistent while Facebook can be up and down. So this is the power of Google if you make it right, and it's amazing. That's what I can say. It's amazing.
nice.
It
It is
works. It
amazing.
just works if you know how to do it, of
Yeah, and
course.
especially like we've talked about this before, for those of you guys who run ads for clients, it's really fun when you set up campaigns that can just like run for years and years and years without you having to constantly tweak them and update them and things like that and work in the background. So let's start at the beginning because we got a lot of folks who are just starting out. I've had a lot of questions asking me like, what is Google shopping ads? That's what I wanted to kind of highlight some of your Google shopping ads. I know you got some kick-ass stuff across the board, but let's talk shopping ads.
Sure. So shopping ads are a little bit different than other campaigns and other Google ads you can do because they basically pull out data from your website. So what I mean by that, they are pulling out like keywords, everything from your descriptions, headlines, from your product pages, and then they input that into like Google's search. So if somebody searches for, I don't know, golden bracelet, if you don't have that in your product page, it will not show up. Shopping ads are, if you've seen them, they're at the top of the Google search. So at the top right first place, and they look like Amazon ads, let's say. So
Yeah,
they're like,
that's what I was gonna say. They're very similar to Amazon because they'll show usually like at least how I see them in Mexico is like you get a picture of a product and then it just has a price tag on it. It's almost like you can see the basic idea of what it is and how much it costs even before you go to the website.
yeah, it's like a small snippet, you know, it has your headline, price, image, that's it, and then you can scroll left and right. So these are the shopping ads. These are not keyword ads, these are not search ads, sorry, not keyword, search ads. These are not display ads. They're separate category.
Yeah.
They can be really, really good for e-commerce stores. And there are a couple of things you need to be aware of, and I can show you as we can create like a one campaign, small
Yeah,
campaign
why
to
don't we
show
do that?
you.
Because I think a lot of folks, that was one of the things, the comments I got a lot of is like from the last time they've seen an update on Google Ads, so much has moved around. The buttons have changed, the campaign objective. Google's always tweaking the system. So let's set something up and just kind of walk through like a mock campaign here.
Yeah, before that, let me just show you two campaigns here and how they work, like how they worked for 5 years and they didn't have to change anything. So this one, ROS 13, this is like the main campaign that worked real well. And this is like a brand campaign with a ROS of 82. So
For those of you guys who are not familiar with that term ROAS, because this is kind of like a term he's thrown out there, stands for return on ad spend. And basically, anytime you spend $1 to make two, like your business is going to grow as big as you want. And he's talking about here about spending $1 and making 83. Like you're basically you have like a money printing machine through your service. So I don't know if Robert made a big a deal as what he just saw, but any of you guys who are spending $1 to get 83, your business is going to be as massive as you want it to be, and you're going to sell a lot of stuff through Google Ads. So that this is not a small little kind of win. This is like pretty massive campaign you're seeing right here.
yeah, and I just want to show off, you know.
Yeah,
Just
we got to
kidding.
show off a little bit. It's all right. We all have losers too, just so you guys know. That's you guys are seeing
Yeah,
highlight reel. We just want to be real with you. We all strike out some campaigns too.
this is like from 3 years of testing stuff, experience, losing money, just so we're on the same page.
Yeah,
So it didn't come overnight.
nice.
Let me show you like a small, simple, super basic shopping ad. This is for a client from US. So you can see the conversion value cost is 13. So return on ad spend for every dollar spent, we earned them $13. It was a small budget, but items were high ticket, so between $2,000 to $12,000. And as you can see, it works on high ticket as well. So you can sell whatever. If it's e-commerce, you can sell everything with shopping. It doesn't have to be small, like lower ticket item. It can be high ticket item, and it works. It just plainly works. This is also for like from 2022 to 2023, so 1 year. This is how good they are. Okay, let me just show you real quick how to do them. It's really simple to set them up, but you need to be careful about a couple of things and a couple of options I'm going to pick up here.
Yeah. I think that's the biggest key is like Google ads and Facebook ads and these different platforms have like a million different options, but usually like 3 or 4 of them are like far more important than the rest of them.
Yes, and of course, optimizing is the most important part. Not just like where did you click, but how do you manage these campaigns? For Google, it's especially important you check them daily, and you need to go into the Google Ads every day, see what's happening, make maybe changes based on that, but you need to check them daily. So you need to troubleshoot everything. So first of all, you need to have, so the dashboard needs to look like this. It needs to be on the campaign level. You can go onto the overview and then new campaign, or just click on create. So we're going to create a new campaign. You have your objective. If you're doing shopping ads, I highly suggest you go with sales or without the goals guidance, but sales, that's what you need. Sales. Now you have conversion goals. If you didn't set up your pixel, set it up beforehand. It's really important to have a pixel there. So I don't think we'll go through the pixel setup right now, but set up the pixel.
We'll point you guys to some resources for that if you need help with that. But it's just, like you need to be able to track your campaigns from start to finish to see, part of how they know $1 in and $83 out on some of those other campaigns you saw in the highlight reel are because there's tracking in place for that.
Yeah, and if you have any questions, you can ask me, you can ask Frankie, just ask. Don't try to waste like 3 hours on searching how to do it. You can just ask. It's not a big deal.
True story.
Yeah. So the most important part at this step is you only need to have it as purchases, and you need to see that it's tracking properly. This is a turned off account right now, so it says it's inactive, but it should be without this.
Yeah.
So it should track. It needs to be on purchases. You do not add any goals at here, only purchases. That's it. That's what you need to know. Then you're gonna click on continue. Now you have search, performance, shopping, discovery, video. You go, click on shopping. What would you know? Like it's shopping.
Yeah.
Then there is another important step before creating shopping ads. This is maybe the most troublesome one, or maybe time-consuming one. It's setting up a merchant center account. Now, for those of you who do not know what's a merchant center account, it's basically Google's It's like a Google My Business profile, but for e-commerce stores where you upload your products. So import everything from your products, prices, headlines, descriptions, quantity, shipping days, shipping times. If you have Shopify, WooCommerce, BigCommerce, then you will not have a problem with setting this up. It's basically just going step by step and that's it. Or there are plugins to do that. If you have a custom made website, then you're gonna have a little bit of a problem. But again, you can ask me, you can ask Frankie.
But this is like the digital equivalent, just so you guys can wrap your head around of it, like uploading a catalog. If you had a store and that store had a catalog, you're putting that catalog into Google so they, basically understand who you are, what you do, how much it costs, and all those kind of
fun. Yeah. Basically a catalog with extra steps. And a cool thing about this is you get two options, so two benefits from this. One is you can use Google Shopping ads, and second one is Google actually promotes your products for free in their like Google search base and everything. So you get really nice benefits, and that's it. So you're just putting it onto Google search, let's say, into Google's database of your products. That's it. Then it will pop up here. You would have to connect it here on the tools and settings, and you will have linked accounts. You just connect it. There are like two simple steps you need to do that. You'll have an ID of your Google Merchant Center. That's it. It needs to be here. So that's really important. If you do not have this, you cannot use shopping ads because it dynamically and automatically uses the information from your website through Google Merchant account. So your headlines, prices, and everything that gets updated into the Merchant Center account, it will update in Shopping Ads as well. So this is really important. Now, sneaky Google will tell you, and it will pick up for your Performance Max campaign. You do not want that. It was called like a smart shopping campaign before. You click standard shopping campaign and click on continue.
Yeah, as a general rule, Google likes you to spend money, but as your
everyone does
is to spend it intelligently so that you're getting a return on that.
Yeah, everyone does love that, I have to admit. So yeah, campaign name, what I like to do without complicating stuff is TOF, so it's like top of the funnel campaign. You don't have to do that. I like to put it as shopping, then what's the goal, conversions, sales, whatever, and then I put my initials so I know I made this campaign. So if I mess up, I know it's me and my clients can blame me. So that's why I put my initials here.
I think it helps, by the way, regardless of whether you have Roberts or whatever, but to have some kind of naming convention. So when you go back and look at it later, you can tell what it is you're running and what you were trying to accomplish with that.
Yeah, because top of the funnel is for people who never, let's say, who never heard about your products, your brand. So somebody that is like cold. And if you want retargeting, you can type in BOF. So bottom of the funnel, people that added something to the cart but didn't buy. But that's entirely up to you. This helps me, and I'm doing this for like years, and it helped me out. In here, I would put no filter. You don't want to filter. Like, why would you want to filter out your products? You want to sell anything and everything you have in stock. Local products, same. I would turn this on if they're in local stores, but personally, you're selling it online, so it doesn't really make sense.
Yeah.
And that's it. This is something that you don't really need to use, and it's pretty advanced, but you don't really need it. It's just gonna complicate your life. So
most of the stuff, by the way, here I hear from a lot of folks is like overwhelming because they get hit with so many options and they don't know what half the stuff means. But a lot of it you can just like kind of ignore, other than like
skip
a couple of very important settings.
Okay, now this is the most, I would say, important part, not according, but regarding Pixel Merchant Center. This is one of the things that will make or break your campaign. So let me try to explain this. If your account, campaign, and your pixel data, so if you don't have conversions happening on your website, Google is not tracking conversions. So you do not have people going to your website, you're not getting purchases. you don't have any data. So you're at the zero starting point. If you're at the zero starting point, you start with manual CPC. That's it. You start with manual CPC. If you have data, if you have, let's say, you can actually write the number. If you have around 60 to 120 sales, so purchases a month, you can click on target ROAS. Why is that? What's the difference? If it has enough data, target ROAS will get you the best results on Google Shopping Ads, if you ask me. So, but it needs data. It needs to gather data, and it needs to have, conversions happening on your website.
Yeah.
For the simplicity now, you're going to do manual CPC. So manual CPC until you get sales. Then you can, the cool thing about Google is if you change this from manual CPC after like 5 months to target ROAS, it will work even better. So it will optimize even better. And that's it. If you don't have time to go every day, look at the products, look at the cost per clicks, then click on maximize clicks. This is going to be automatic, but you're going to spend a little bit more money. Only my 2 cents. So if you don't want to spend a lot of time in Google Ads, which you should, maximize clicks, if not manual CPC. That's it. You don't have to do this. You just want manual CPC. Budget. Now the budget depends on how many products you have. Usually higher the budget, faster the testings. That's it. That's my rule of thumb. And that's basically the rule, I would say, because if you have a smaller budget and 1,000 products, it's going to take forever to test everything. If you have 3 products, $5 is more than enough per day. My suggestion is $5 per product. If you have, like I mentioned, 1,000 products, I'm going to show you how to do it separately with a smaller budget or something like that. So let's say,
can I just add one thing in there as a general rule? Because this is something that comes up across a gazillion different ad platforms. Like, what should I use as my budget? As a general rule, when you run ads, if your stuff is not like been proven already to sell 1,000 times, then usually you're going to lose money before you're going to make it. So I think it makes sense to understand that like the initial testing budget, what you're going to get back more than anything is data about what is working. You'll get a large number of things that aren't working and a few things that are, and then you want to kind of like trim the fat and optimize it. But as a general rule, like my advice is like, put in there what you can afford to lose, because you're probably going to lose it before you make it.
Yeah, really good percentage, I would say. Use like 5% of your profit, of your general profits, 5%, and just blast it into the ads. Forget about the money, test around. And that's a really good thing you mentioned, Frankie. Like at the beginning, you'll probably lose money. Maybe you'll get lucky. Maybe it will be like the best campaign in your life. But the cool thing about Google is when you optimize the campaign and when you see it works, you turn off everything that doesn't work. This works for weeks. You can just increase the budget. So you can start with $10 a day, play around with it for a month. If it works, you can ramp it up to $100 a day and it will still work. That's it. As long as there is a nice amount of searches every month. If there is no searches for a product, then yeah, I'm sorry. But yeah, if people are searching for it, you can just ramp it up. That's the cool thing about Google. And that's the best thing about Google. So let's say, I don't know, let's say you want to test, I don't know, 2 products or 3 products. Let's say $10. And always when you're testing, don't overspend, of course. You don't have to spend a lot, but spend some money. Campaign priority, put it on high. This is if you're testing 1 product per 1 campaign, then this is important, but you'll never do that because it's just a waste of time if you ask me. So put it on high. That's it. Targeting, you have network, search network, and Google search partners. I've been getting a lot of questions. Why should we use Google search partners? Why not? It's free. It's not free traffic, but it's more traffic. So if you can get more conversions on their partner websites, why the hell not? So I would always include this. In every campaigns, I would always include those search partners, displays, whatever, because you can just scale better. Devices on default to show on all eligible devices. This is like cell phones, desktop, and tablets. Location, of course, you can click which location you want, and then you need to do this. This is important. So you click on location options, and then you click on this presence. So people in or regularly in your targeted location. Why is this important? Because if you pick this one, it says who we shown interest in your targeted locations. That's not somebody who'll probably buy. Maybe, but if people are from US, people from US will buy, not somebody from Europe. So I suggest clicking here, presence. That's it. Start and end dates. You do not change anything here. You just want to let it run. Ad group name. You don't have to even change this, but you can just say,
Yeah, I'm lazy. I don't usually change that. All my naming. If you're running like large tests and you got a $30 million store and you're testing 100 products or 1,000 products, it's going to be very different. But for most people who got less than 10 things they're trying to sell, like I don't think you need like crazy
yeah,
groups. And
you can just say like all products, or if you're testing like what I'm going to show you, like categories, then you can name them by categories, and that's it if you have a lot of like products. Now in here, the juicy part, at the beginning, you can put like 50 cents for manual CPC. Why 50 cents? Because you don't want to overspend. You don't want to pay a lot of money to Google at the beginning. You just want to pay something small per click. So this is per click. If your campaign is not spending any money, you ramp it up to 75 cents. If it's still not spending money, then you ramp it up to $1.
yeah.
And such and such. So
a little bit on the competition, correct? Like
yes.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly. Although even if you have a really good competition, but you have like really good descriptions and a lot of keywords and everything in your product page, you can still outbid them because of that. So I suggest doing increments of 25 cents. And this is where you will know, okay, I'm going to have to spend like $2 per click, but is it worth it for me? And if you get sales from that, it is great. Ramp up the budget. That's it. But for the simplicity, let's do it. Oh, not $90, but 50 cents. Create campaign.
There we
wow.
go. We've got a start
We got
to
a
shopping campaign.
yes. Now we're gonna pause this, and I'm gonna show you the last, probably the most important part. Frankie, do you agree with me? Is it okay to do that?
Yeah, please. What we want to do is help folks be successful with this, not just turn on campaigns that are going to get turned off later. And as we were kind of talking a little bit off air, just so you guys know, Robert was preaching to me and anyone who listened that how important product pages are. It's the whole process. It's not just can I get clicks from Google, but like you want to actually turn it into meaningful business for you.
Yeah, definitely. Because if you don't have like those descriptions, keywords in those descriptions, headlines, good images, really good pricing. If your prices are 100 times higher than your competitors, of course, nobody will buy. So this is the business aspect you need to be careful of. This is the marketing part. Now, once you create the campaign, let's see. So it will be under here. Then you'll have these options. You can click on products. You have in here your products. So you can see all the products you have in here, but the most important part is product groups. Why is that? Product group will include all of your products to show on Google. So in here, let's say we have 134 approved. You're also going to have like this small window saying which ones were submitted, which ones were approved. This means they were approved by Google Merchant Center. So you follow the guidelines, yada, yada, and they got approved. Now, why is this important? Because now you are bidding for all of your products. But let's say you have 10 products. You want to see which product and how much are you bidding per product. What you need to do is click on here, subdivision. Then you will have a window like this. You click on here, and then you click on item ID. Now with Shopify, you will have something like this. With others, you will have different IDs and such. Let's say I want to try 5 products. So I want to advertise these 5 specific products. And this is only product by product. I click on continue to edit bids. Why is this now important? This is for the optimizing part for improving the campaign later on.
Yeah. And
Now-
this is going to be
now-
just on the basis, I assume, like folks have
Yeah.
different margins on product, they sell differently, they have different stuff in stock. There might be a lot of reasons why you'd want to sell more of one and less of another.
Yeah, exactly my point. Now I'm not gonna change them here. I'm gonna click on save, and you're going to see something like this. So again, in the product groups, you have something like this. This is grayed out, which means this product group will not advertise at all. So not all of 634, only these products will now be shown on Google Shopping. Why is this important? You're testing 5 products now. So you're spending $10 to test these 5 products. But as I'm talking, you can see something else in here. Everything else in all products. You click exclude. Now we have the perfect campaign we want. You have 4 products here. I think I clicked on 4, doesn't matter. You have 4 products here you want to advertise. You have maximum cost per click in here. So how much you want to bid per product per click. And let's say after a week of running these ads, you're gonna get clicks, conversion rates, click-through rates, all that, fancy stuff. And depending on these benchmarks, on these stats, this is where you can change the cost per click. If you see this product is going well, or it's not spending at all, you can do it product by product. I click save.
I also say at least for our own campaigns, and I'm sure you're doing similar stuff, is there's an element of trimming the fat. Like if you test 5 products, like just 80-20 says 1 or 2 of those are going to do better than the other 4. And then you may find out, let's spend more money on the one that's working and let's, shrink or eliminate the budget for the one that's not working. Like optimization is so much of like what makes this work.
Yeah, and this is what this is what will take up most of your time. Going every day into this part, into this dashboard, checking out the stats, changing the cost per clicks, removing the products, adding more products here, and this is how you can test product by product. If you want to test categories, so let's say so the client in Croatia, for example, they have 42,000 products. So you will not put 42,000 products in here because this will take like a lot of budget from you. What you can do is add a subdivision, and then you can do product type. So this is like category. So you can do bracelet, earrings, necklaces. This is another account, so it's a little bit different. But you can do categories. And this is how you can test out multiple items with categories, because you are, like Frankie mentioned, you're trimming the fat. So from 3 categories, if one is working great, you put money into that category and then you separate it by products. So you're just funneling down to the like best converting products. Yeah. From the category to products to like, I don't know, 20% of the products will work. And this is where you scale. It's not like that difficult, but like I mentioned, you need to be daily, you need to check the stats daily and know where to turn off what. And that's basically it. These are like shopping ads.
Love it, my man. I'm gonna probably end the recording here because I just saw my lady walk in and it's about to be my kids' nap time. I want to ask Robert for folks that like see the value in what you're doing and just want somebody to manage it for them, like if they're interested in just getting your help or opinion about this or whatever, like how can they reach you? I'll make sure to, by the way, put links below this video.
So they can reach me on my Facebook, Robert Dobrilovic. So CH, but he's gonna put the link. or you can email me on robert@vendas.agency. So you're gonna probably have all of that in the description.
Yeah, I'll put the links below for you guys who are interested.
Yeah.
Just want Robert to manage this for you because I know not all folks want to be clicking around in product pages and setting up all this. And a lot of people have told me it's overwhelming anyway. So having somebody you can just like who knows what they're doing to be able to test and who can trim the fat for you, as you mentioned, so much of it is that. Appreciate you doing this, my man. Thank you so much for sharing this because I think this is going to be helpful for a lot of people.
Thank you for having me, and everyone who is watching, feel free to contact me or Frankie. If you need help, just shoot me a message and I'll gladly help.
All right, my man. See you guys.